Hi there, and welcome to Crime Chronicles, where we delve into the dark and fascinating history of crimes throughout the ages. I'm Sam, your guide on this journey into the past. Tonight, we explore one of the most haunting and solved mysteries in American history. A string of murders, a faceless killer, and a series of coded messages that still baffle investigators today. This is the case of the Zodiac Killer.
Crime Chronicles.
December 20th, 1968, Benicia, California, a quiet, isolated section of Lake Herman Road. Teenagers Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were on their first date. They had planned a calm night together. Around 11 p.m., drivers passing by discovered their car. David was shot in the head, still near the vehicle. Betty Lou's body was found 28 feet away. She had been shot 5 times in the back. No robbery, no sexual assault, just a calculated double murder. There were no suspects, no witnesses, and no known motive. Police were left with the crime scene and silence. July 4th, 1969, 7 months after the first murders, the killer returned. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mojo were in a parked car at a Blue Rock Springs park. The spot was only a few miles from where the earlier attack happened. A car pulled in beside them around midnight. Moments later, a man approached their vehicle. He fired a 9mm pistol into the car. Michael survived with serious injuries, but Darlene died. At 12:40 a.m., the Vallejo Police Department received a call.
Around midnight, the call came over the radio, possible shots fired out in the Blue Rock Springs area.
The voice on the other end said,
"I want to report a double murder. If you'll go 1 mile east on Columbus Parkway, you will find kids in a brown car. They were shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year. Goodbye."
He said something to the fact that there's been 2 persons shot out at the park. And he said something to the effect that I also shot those 2 kids last year. And then he said kind of tauntingly, "Goodbye."
It was the first time he spoke, but it wouldn't be the last. Less than a month later, on August 1st, 1969, 3 letters arrived, one each to the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald. Each letter was handwritten, and each one claimed responsibility for the 2 double murders, and each one included part of a cipher, a coded message made of strange symbols and letters. Together, the 3 ciphers formed a 408-character puzzle. He signed the letters with a symbol, a circle with a cross through it, and he gave himself a name, the Zodiac. The message inside the cipher, once cracked by a school teacher and his wife, read,
"I like killing people because it's so much fun."
He claimed he was collecting slaves for the afterlife. There was no remorse, only ego. The Zodiac wasn't done. On September 27, 1969, college students Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were enjoying a lakeside picnic at Lake Berryessa. A man approached them wearing a black hood with the Zodiac symbol on the front. He held a gun. He said he was an escaped convict. He tied them up. Then he pulled out a knife and stabbed them both repeatedly. Before leaving, he drew a message on Brian's car door, a circle and a cross, the dates on his previous murders, and now this one. Cecilia died 2 days later. Brian survived. 2 weeks later, on October 11, 1969, the Zodiac entered the city. Paul Steen, a 29-year-old cab driver in San Francisco, picked up a passenger at the intersection of Washington and Cherry Streets in the Presidio Heights neighborhood. The passenger shot him in the head and took his wallet and keys. Witnesses saw the suspect wipe down the cab and walk away. Police arrived quickly, but due to a dispatch error, officers were told to look for a black male suspect. The Zodiac slipped right past them. Days later, the San Francisco Chronicle received a letter. This one included a piece of Paul Steen's blood-stained shirt. The message,
"I am the murderer of the taxi driver."
He added,
"School children make nice targets."
From 1969 to 1971, the Zodiac sent dozens of letters. Some were threats, others were cryptic riddles. He demanded attention, he craved control, he mocked the police, and he promised more violence. In one letter, he claimed he would blow up a school bus. He described shooting the tires and then picking off the little darlings. Schools shut down. Parents were terrified. The police were overwhelmed. He sent ciphers, but not all were cracked. Some remain unsolved today. Police investigated hundreds of suspects, but one name stood out: Arthur Lee Allen. A convicted child molester, he owned a Zodiac watch with the killer's symbol. He lived near the murder sites. He made disturbing comments to friends, but a handwritten analysis didn't match. DNA from the stamps and letters didn't match. No changes were found, and he died in 1992. Other suspects surfaced over the years: Gary Post, Richard Gaykowski, Lawrence Kane. All plausible, all unconfirmed. In 2020, a team of amateur codebreakers finally cracked the Zodiac's 340-character cipher, sent in 1969. It read,
I hope you're having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I'm not afraid of the gas chamber.
No name, no identity, just another taunt. In 2021, a group called the Casebreakers claimed to have identified the Zodiac as Gary Post. They pointed to scars on his forehead and alleged evidence, but law enforcement disagreed. The case remains open. 5 lives we know he took, 37 he claimed, the rest shadows in the dark. His name was never spoken, his face was never seen, only the echo of his words slid through the hands of the press. Puzzles where there should have been prints, tongues where there should have been silence. He was a phantom who danced between headlines and nightmares, a ghost stitched into the fabric of American crime. And still he lingers, still he waits. This was the Zodiac. If this tale gripped you, subscribe, leave your thoughts below. Who was he? And will the truth ever surface from the depths? I'm Sam, stay curious, stay safe, and I'll meet you in the next shadow we dare to follow.